So you walk into your closet, filled to the brim, but not a thing to wear. Let me help. So there are a ton of reasons why you might not be wearing what's in your closet, but I think the biggest one is disorganization. If you don't know what you have, you're not going to wear it. When you have a really organized space, it can make it feel so much more fresh. Each item feels like a new piece because you have all these new ideas of how to style it, because you can finally see all the pieces that are sparking joy for you and put together outfits that feel like your authentic style. So if you've never done this process before, it's gonna take you a while. If you've gone through your closet or you just don't have a lot of items to begin with, it might take you as little as a couple of hours. So in order to set yourself up for success, the best way to start is with a very clean room so that you have a lot of workspace to do your sorting process. I also would recommend, if you have extra racks or extra closet space, to empty that so that you can use it to sort your hanging items. Another thing that you need to make sure that you have done before you begin the process is to launder and put away every item of clothing that you have. You want to make sure that you're going through everything at once. Even if you know you like the items that are dirty, you still want them clean and in the process, because seeing them might help you to let go of something else. To begin the process, you're going to gather every piece of clothing in a central location. But you want to make sure that you're keeping your categories together. So if your closet is already organized, you can go group by group, but it's always better to stay on one category at a time. I like to choose different locations for different categories. So shoes I will take off of the racks, line them all up on the floor so that I can see everything at once. This is also a great opportunity to clean the areas when the items are removed. So if you have shoe shelves or any kind of drawers or anything like that, it's a great time to wipe everything out, get it all clean, fresh start, before you add the items back into that space. Before you start to sort your items, you need to know your goals. What do you want your style to be moving forward? I really like to use Pinterest for this. Look at all of the boards that you've created for your fashion inspiration, and even if you have like organization inspiration, things like that, so that it's fresh in your mind while you're making those decisions on what to keep and what to give away. So I believe that having items in your closet that don't fit you at your current size is not helpful in any way. It can frustrate you because you're seeing that item all the time and knowing, oh, I don't fit into that, which kind of makes you beat yourself up about it or makes you feel bad about not being able to wear the item at the current size that you are. But it's also just not helpful in terms of knowing what you have that does fit you at this size. If you're looking in your closet and you're seeing 5 pairs of black pants, but only one of them fits you right now, that's really not helpful in terms of knowing what items you need to add to your wardrobe. So what I like to do is put all of the items that I love but don't currently fit me into a large plastic bin. I only allow myself one large plastic bin and I keep it in my basement. Those items are not even in my closet. We keep them out of sight, out of mind, so that it's not bothering you and not giving you body image issues. Alright, so your next step is officially the sorting process. You are going to put your items into one of 5 categories. Not everyone is going to have each of these. It depends on what your priorities are. The categories that I personally use are keep, donate, sell, trash, and items that need to be fixed or altered. Now, I personally commit a lot of time to selling clothes, so I am able to make my selling pile a little bit bigger than maybe somebody who doesn't have as much time to commit to it. Another really good option if you do want to sell your clothes but you don't have the time, I would recommend consignment, or there are other stores that you could sell your items to. It really just depends what area you live in and what's available to you. Another good resource is online consignment shops like The RealReal. I haven't personally sold to The RealReal because I like to do my own selling, but I have heard good things, so And I do like to shop on The RealReal. So I like to promote it because I like to buy things from there. The last category that I stated is items to fix, is what I call it. Items that need to be altered, dry cleaned. If you have a sweater that has a ton of pilling and you need to commit time to getting all those pills off, but you know you love it, put that in the fix category. If you have shoes that need to be professionally cleaned or have some kind of flaw with them that a cobbler can fix, set those in the fix pile. Alterations also go in the fix pile. Now, throughout the process, I would recommend keeping a list nearby where you can add items that come to your mind of, this is a gap in my wardrobe that I know I will use a lot, so that when you're done with the process, you know what your wardrobe is lacking and what you need to add to it. It's time to refill your closet. I recommend keeping all of the groups together, separate categories, separate areas. It's important to be able to see every item that you own, so I would avoid stacking things in ways that you can only see the item on the top. It's also going to be really helpful to utilize bins for this process. If you don't already have some bins for your closet, I would recommend getting clear ones because I think it's really easy to stay organized when you can see everything that's in it. It's also going to motivate you to wear the items in the bins. Alright, so I've decided to start in my coat closet. So this coat here needs some alterations done. I really have to consider if I want to keep this one moving forward. I do want a white coat. I just don't think that this is the perfect one. These two are my boyfriend's. I've pulled all the items that I'm going to sell and donate, so what's left in the closet is what we are keeping. I like to use this for color coding. I think it's super helpful to just have the color wheel in your mind when you're going through your items. This is my shoe rack, and it's very full, so I do need to make some decisions. So it's time to move on to the main closet. I'm gonna start with all of my pants. Okay, so I have some decision making to do. I need to create two distinct categories. The ones that I want to leave hanging are casual to dressy pants, and then the only thing that I want to keep in the drawer is loungewear. Now, I like to do a folding method for pants at least, where I go fully in half up to the waistband. Fold the waistband side in and then the other side. This keeps them, they could stand up straight. God, I have a ton of shorts. Okay, let's go through those. I was gonna get rid of some of these. Well, I got rid of 2. That's good. It's pretty good. See, this is where it's a little complicated. Making your categories can be confusing. I think I'm going to pause on this, consider it while I go through another category. This is always a good method if you can't make up your mind, because it'll be processing while you're doing something else. It's super cool. It's vintage. I've just never worn it, and I know I probably never will. This one, but I'm pretty sure it's too small for me. This actually fits. I'm gonna put these back. Also bring out my t-shirts. Okay. It's a little overwhelming. There are a lot of shirts. I just don't feel like myself when I wear them. I don't really love like a lot of open chest. I just don't feel like that's my style. So I do really love this fabric, but I tried to make this top. It's very, very exposed, but I do think it would be cute. Like if I converted it into a kind of like head wrap thing, Moxie and I can go ride on a motorcycle together. We have finally made it to the last category that I'm doing today, which is sweaters. And for me, it's one of the biggest categories. I have been able to move some items around, and now I have 2 full drawers for sweaters. So I'm very excited about that. So our sweaters are finished. I've got them in these 2 drawers with a little space here for the one I'm wearing. I also didn't color coordinate these ones too strictly just because a lot of it has to do with size, and I want the ones that I wear the most to be up front. I like to go about deciding what I'm going to do with the items I'm getting rid of is putting them all in a pile together while I'm going through the main closet, and then once all of that's done, going through the pile of stuff I'm going to get rid of so I can make decisions on those. It's really important to be conscious during this process because it's at this point that you realize what you have spent money on, what you have contributed to the waste of our planet. You want to be mindful of what you can salvage. I try to buy things that I know will have resale value. I do try to sell as many of my items as I can, and I try to sell them for fair prices so that things keep moving and I don't have a surplus of items in my home that I'm waiting to be sold. I also want these items to be worn, so if I can list them for a low price, sell them to somebody, and ship it to them, and I know it will be worn, I feel a lot better about that than donating it. Sometimes donating things doesn't really mean that they're gonna sell, and they still might end up in a landfill. So now that I know all the items I'm keeping, I can color code them and organize them within the closet. That's it. I hope you got something out of this video. Bye.